Hey everyone, welcome back to Everyday Fluent Podcast Japanese Bootcamp. So Naomi, I came across something online recently that really caught my attention. These articles saying that in Japan, people actually sleep at work and nobody minds. Is that actually true?
Ah, the famous Inemuri story. It sounds so strange and extreme from the outside, but the reality in Japan is much more nuanced than people nap in meetings.
So those viral articles about salarymen dozing off during presentations, they kind of missed the point.
Exactly. Inemuri literally means dozing while being present. It used to describe those short naps you'd take on the train after a long day, or maybe during a really long seminar, but never just sleeping through important meetings like you don't care.
Because that would just be rude?
Right. If you did that at work today, you'd probably get a polite note from HR. Or actually no note at all, just silence. And that's even worse.
The quiet kind of trouble, the Japanese specialty.
But in the past, it was seen a bit differently. People really admired endurance back then. If you fell asleep at your desk, it meant you'd worked so hard you reached your absolute limit. But you still showed up. You were still there, physically present.
So Inemuri wasn't really about the sleeping part. It was about showing you were committed even to exhaustion.
That's exactly right. These days, though, younger generations care much more about balance and mental health. So Inemuri has become kind of a cultural relic, something that says more about Japan's history than its present.
That's fascinating. And actually, it's the perfect bridge to today's topic, Oshigoto wa nan desu ka, which means, what do you do? Because the way people see work in Japan says so much about how they live, right?
Exactly. Today we'll learn how to talk about your job in Japanese. And while we're at it, we'll explore how the meaning of work itself has been changing here. Let's start with a simple dialogue. Listen carefully.
マイケルさんはお仕事は何ですか？
デザインの会社で働いています。グラフィックデザイナーです。
そうですか。忙しいですか？
はい。でも仕事は面白いです。
All right, let's look at today's main question. What do you do? In Japanese, that's お仕事は何ですか? Let me say it slowly. お仕事は何ですか?
Okay, I recognize nan desu ka. That's like, what is it?
Exactly. Let's break this down. Shigoto means work or job, and that little o at the beginning, oshigoto, makes it more polite. Japanese adds o to certain words to make them sound more respectful. Then wa is the topic particle, marking work as what we're talking about.
So literally, it's like, as for your work, what is it? Oshigoto wa nan desu ka?
Yes. Or, more naturally in English, what do you do? See how Japanese thinks about it differently?
Yeah, it's like setting up the topic first, then asking the question.
Exactly. Now, let's look at the answer. Dezain no kaisha de hataraite imasu. Michael, try to guess what design means.
That one's easy. Design.
It's a loan word from English. Kaisha means company, and no connects them like of or s in English. So design no kaisha is a design company.
Okay.
Now we have de. This is a new particle for us. De marks the place where an action happens. So kaisha de means at a company. Think of de as pointing to where the action takes place. And hataraite imasu comes from hataraku, which means to work. The te imasu form shows an ongoing action, like I work at or I'm working at.
So I work at a design company. Dezain no kaisha de hataraite imasu.
Perfect! Now let's practice this de particle with different places. Michael, how would you say I work at a hospital? The word for hospital is Byōin.
Byōin de hataraite imasu.
Excellent! See how you just plug in the place before de? Now try I work at a bank. Bank is Ginkō.
銀行で働いています。
Now, one more. I work at an IT company. That's IT の会社.
IT の会社で働いています。
You've got the pattern down.
This is way simpler than I expected.
That's the beauty of Japanese particles. They do all the grammatical work for you. Now let's add the job title.
So if you work at a hospital, you might be a nurse. Kankoshi. Try the full introduction. I work at a hospital. I'm a nurse.
病院で働いています。看護師です。
Perfect. Now try I work at a bank. I'm a banker. Banker is Ginkōin.
銀行で働いています。銀行員です。
Excellent. One more. I work at an IT company. I'm a programmer. Programmer is purogrammer.
IT の会社で働いています。プログラマーです。
See how natural this sounds? Two simple sentences and you've given someone your complete work identity.
Yeah, the structure is so consistent.
Once you know the pattern, you can just swap in different words. Now let's look at the rest of our dialogue. Then comes the job title. Gurafikkudezaināです, meaning I'm a graphic designer. Super simple pattern. Job plus this.
So I could say, Isha this, I am a doctor, or engineer this, I'm an engineer.
Yes. Now the conversation continues with so desu ka. We learned this phrase. It's very common in Japanese conversation. It shows you're listening and engaged. Then comes isogashii desu ka? Isogashii means busy, and adding desu ka makes it a polite question. Are you busy?
And the reply was, はい。でも、仕事は面白いです。
Right. Demo means but, and omoshiroi means interesting. So it's, yes, but the job is interesting. Notice how Japanese people often soften statements like this. Instead of just complaining about being busy, you add something positive.
Interesting. So even in everyday conversation, there's this balance between honesty and politeness.
We'll talk more about that in a moment. But first, let's practice the whole conversation one more time. Ready? お仕事は何ですか?
デザインの会社で働いています。グラフィックデザイナーです。
そうですか。忙しいですか?
はい。でも、仕事は面白いです。
Excellent. That sounded really natural. This is exactly what you'd say in a real conversation.
Honestly, I feel way more confident now. This isn't just grammar, this is something I could actually use tomorrow.
That's exactly the goal. You're not memorizing textbook phrases. You're learning real, practical Japanese. Next time someone asks, お仕事は何ですか? You'll be ready.
Absolutely. No more freezing up.
Love it. Now, you mentioned something earlier about balance between honesty and politeness in Japanese conversation. That actually brings us to a really important cultural concept. Have you heard of Tatemae and Honne?
Yeah, I've come across those terms. It's like the public face versus your real feelings, right?
Exactly. Tatemae literally means the built front, like a facade. And honne means true sound or your real voice. But here's the thing. Tatemae isn't lying. It's more like emotional etiquette. It's what people hope you'll say in that situation, even if it's not what you truly feel inside.
So, tatemae is what the group needs to hear, and honne is what you actually feel.
Yes. Think of them as two sides of the same person, the outside and the inside. And this balance is what keeps relationships smooth and protects harmony.
That's kind of beautiful, actually. Like a quiet agreement. I'll protect your feelings, and you'll protect mine.
Exactly. Let me give you an example. Imagine you're visiting someone's house, and after tea, they say, 晩ご飯どうですか?
Would you like to stay for dinner?
Okay, so they're inviting me to dinner.
Well, maybe. The polite tatemae answer would be, "Ie, onaka ga ippai desu. Oh, thank you so much, but I'm full." Or, "Mo osoi desu kara, it's getting late, so..."
Wait, even if you were hungry?
Yes, because everyone knows what that really means. It's time for me to go home politely. It's not about hunger, it's about reading the situation. We call this kuki o yomu, reading the air.
Kuki o yomu, reading the air. That's a great phrase.
Right? So politeness becomes this whole social language. Everyone knows the choreography. Or imagine your senpai. Senpai, your senior at work, invites you out for drinks, but you're really busy that night. Your honne is ikitakunai. I don't want to go. But your tatemae is zehi ikitai desu ga yotei ga arimasu. I'd love to, but I already have plans.
And both people know what's really happening, but nobody loses face.
Right. So it's not deception, it's empathy. It's wrapping honesty in kindness. And when you're really close to someone, like family or best friends, you can finally speak from honne. You don't need the wrapper anymore. Together with uchi, soto, the idea of inside groups versus outside groups, this really defines Japanese communication.
So if I can sense when to use tatemae and when it's okay to show honne, people will actually respect that?
Absolutely. That's emotional fluency, learning not just what to say in Japanese, but when to say it.
So where does all that honne go if you're keeping it bottled up at work all day?
That's why nomikai drinking parties are such a big deal here. Nomi means drinking, and kai means gathering.
Ah, the legendary after-work drinking sessions.
Yeah! At work, everyone keeps their tatemae face on. But after work, with a few beers, biru, honne finally shows up. People say things like, "Honto wa tsukaremashita." I'm actually exhausted. Or, "Shigoto taihen desu ne." Work is really tough, isn't it?
I've actually seen that transformation happen. The same boss who's totally silent and serious all day suddenly turns into a karaoke champion by 10 p.m. Karaoke, right?
Yes, karaoke. That's the magic of nomikai. Those nights rebuild trust and connection, and they make the next day's tatemae so much easier to wear. People might say, "Tsugi no hi, gambarimashou." Let's do our best tomorrow. And everyone feels closer.
So it's like a pressure release valve for the whole system.
Exactly. Without it, the harmony would crack.
But Japan's work culture is changing now, isn't it?
Yes. The old salaryman model, lifetime employment at one company, endless overtime, sacrificing everything for the job, that's slowly fading away.
What's replacing it?
Younger workers now really value mental health and work-life balance, doing their jobs well, but refusing to sacrifice their entire lives for the company.
A peaceful rebellion. I like that.
And Japan's workforce is getting much more international, too. Companies are hiring engineers and workers from India, Vietnam, Indonesia, the Philippines.
So the Japanese workplace is still polite and structured, but more flexible than before.
It's still Japan. You still need to understand tatemae and respect hierarchy. But it's not one lifetime, one company anymore.
That's actually great news for foreigners like me who want to work here.
The door is opening wider. Okay, let's get practical again. Earlier we learned isogashi, busy, and omoshiroi, interesting. But there are so many more adjectives you'll need to describe your job. People won't just ask what you do, they'll ask how it is.
Right, like, is it fun? Is it difficult? Do you like it?
Exactly. Let's start with E adjectives. These are adjectives that end in E. We already know isogashi and omoshiroi. Let me add a few more.
Okay, I'm ready.
First, tanoshii, fun. Shigoto wa tanoshii desu. My job is fun.
Tanoshii, fun. Got it.
Next, muzukashii, difficult. Shigoto wa muzukashii desu ka? Omoshiroi desu.
Oh, I like that desu ka, but, so you can contrast two ideas.
Now, here's one you'll hear a lot. つまらない boring. 会議はつまらないです. The meeting is boring.
That last one feels way too real.
Everyone's secret honne. Okay, now let's try some na adjectives. These work a little differently. You add na before a noun, but when they come at the end of a sentence with des, they work the same way.
Got it. Let's hear them.
静か quiet. オフィスは静かです. The office is quiet.
Simple and useful.
元気 lively, energetic. チームは元気です. The team is lively.
I like that one. Very positive.
大変 tough, hard. 仕事は大変ですか? やりがいがあります.
Oh, yarigai. That's a sense of fulfillment or rewarding.
やりがい is such an important word in Japanese work culture. It's that feeling when your work gives you purpose. Next, 重要 important. このプロジェクトは重要です. This project is important.
Juyo. Important. Got it.
And last one, 便利 convenient. リモートワークは便利です. Remote work is convenient.
Ooh, that's my favorite sentence. Yumoto waku wa benri desu.
Now, let's practice combining adjectives with kedo or desu ka. Both mean but. This is how you make your Japanese sound more natural and nuanced.
So I can say, isogashii kedo tanoshii desu. It's busy but fun.
Or, 難しいけどやりがいがあります. It's hard but rewarding.
And more politely, 大変ですか? 毎日幸せです. It's tough, but I'm happy every day.
Beautiful. So, kedo is casual, desu ka is polite. Both let you contrast ideas naturally. This is how real Japanese people talk about their work. They rarely just say one thing. They balance it.
That makes sense. It's like that Tatemae thing again. Even when describing your job, you're being diplomatic.
You're really catching on. Now, let me try a full introduction. アメリカから来ました. デザインの会社で働いています. 仕事は大変ですが楽しいです.
Let me try that. アメリカから来ました. デザインの会社で働いています. 仕事は大変ですが楽しいです.
Perfect. Natural rhythm, good flow. You sound like you really live here.
I'm getting there.
So today we went on quite a journey from sleeping on the job with Inemuri to Tatemae and Honne.
And we learned that when someone asks, お仕事は何ですか? What do you do in Japan? They're really asking, who are you and how do you fit into the harmony?
Exactly. Work, identity, and empathy all connect here. And maybe that's why even politeness can feel like poetry.
Beautifully said, Naomi. Just one thing. Don't fall asleep at your desk while you're practicing these phrases.
Well, if it's Inemuri, it's totally fine.
Fair enough. All right, everyone. Thanks so much for listening.
See you next time. Mata ne!